Hello everyone, Dan here, and today we're going to go through all the changes for the Retribution Paladin so far on the Alpha. Now before we begin, I just want to point out that all this information is based off on the Alpha, so anything can change at any given time. As well guys, I'd like to point out that so far I've gotten a really good reaction from you guys to my videos, so I would want to thank you guys for watching, and just remember that to like and subscribe to keep up to date with my content I'm putting out, and leave a comment on which class you would like me to do next. With that, let's get straight into today's video. Let's get straight into the first and only baseline change to the spec, and that is its brand new mastery. So in Legion, their mastery would increase the damage of Judgment, and when you would cast Judgment, it would leave a debuff on the target, increasing the damage of your Holy Word spenders by a certain percentage for 8 seconds. This would only leave you with a small window to deal big damage with your cooldowns, and once it's over, you're just left waiting for the next Judgment to come up. But in Battle for Azeroth, the window is gone, and there is a new mastery that just flats out increases the damage of all holy damage you deal. I think this is much better, as you no longer have to have much downtime waiting for everything to line up perfectly with that Judgment window to be competitive in the damage. So with the baseline abilities out of the way, let's get straight into the talents. Starting with Tier 1, we have Greater Judgment coming down from Tier 2 to replace Consecration. Its effect is pretty much still the same as in Legion, you just now get it earlier in the leveling experience. Talent number 2, we have Righteous Verdict. This may look like a rename of Final Verdict, but its effect is different. This makes your Templar's Verdict increase the damage of your next Templar's Verdict within 6 seconds by 15%. And the final talent on this tier is Execution Sentence. While we had this ability in Legion on this tier, this ability's effect has went through a big change, as it now deals instant damage to the target and leaves a debuff on the target, increasing the holy damage done to the target by 25% for 10 seconds, which really makes it sound like the old Ret Paladin's mastery, to be honest. So heading on to Tier 2, we have the first talent, Fires of Justice. This does the exact same thing in Legion, so we're going to skip that and come to Blade of Wrath. This has come down from Tier 4 to replace Zeal. Even though this has the same effect as in Legion, it's just sad we don't have Zeal to play with anymore. And the last ability on this tier, and since Greater Judgment was moved to Tier 1, this left an opening to be filled, so the devs has nicely given us Hammer of Wrath. Now this was the old execute ability for Ret Paladins, which was removed in Legion. This did cause an outcry from people on the forums, even as far as one person saying, "Are you serious? If they take away Hammer, I am out. Sick and tired of Blizz destroying specs. Ret is one of the specs that don't need any changes. If they take away my Hammer, I am out. Dead serious." Well, I guess someone should tell him that the Hammer is back, and he can get back to the game now. But seriously, in my own opinion, Hammer was an iconic ability going as far back as Vanilla, and they did make a huge mistake in removing it. But I think they did realise this and have it back just as a talent, just to try to take the heat off them for a while. So going to talent tier 3, this is just CC, and it hasn't changed since Legion. So we're going to skip this and head straight into talent tier 4. First off, we can see the removal of Virtue's Blade, and in its place we have Divine Vengeance. This makes your Divine Storm have a 50% chance to refund 1 holy power if it hits 3 enemies or more. This ability would be cool, but I think it would be better to have a 100% chance to refund, for after all it's just 1 holy power, so it's not like it's a lot to ask really, is it? Now for the second talent on this tier, we used to have Blade of Wrath, but that got moved down to tier 2, and in its place, Consecration got moved up from tier 1. It does the same thing as in Legion, but I'm beginning to think this might just be a full AoE tier. On to the last talent in this tier, we have Wake of Ashes. Yes, this ability has survived the removal of artifact weapons, and I think this is a good move as it gave Paladins a nice AoE stun for Mythic Pluses, which is incredibly useful in my own opinion. Now heading to tier 5, the first talent we on this tier is of course Cavalier. This has come down from tier 6 and replaced Justicar's Vengeance. Again, this does the exact same thing as in Legion, and so it's just a position change. The second talent we have on this tier is Unbreakable Spirit, replacing Word of Glory. This is an old talent Rets used to have, reducing the CD of Divine Shield, Lay on Hands, and Shield of Vengeance by 30%. It's good to have this back again. And the last talent we have on this tier is Eye for an Eye. This had no change except what it looks like to be an icon change, which looks strangely like Zeal. Who knows if that's going to stay the same, but at the moment this talent has just stayed the same. Heading into tier 6, we have the removal of Divine Intervention and the return of Selfless Healer. This talent was back in Mr. Pandaria and maybe even Drano, but I could be wrong there. But it is back now, making your successful judgments reduce the cast time and mana cost of your next flash heal by 35% and increasing its effectiveness by 20%, stacking up to 3 times for an instant flash heal, increased by 60%. The next talent we have on this tier is Justicar's Vengeance. This was moved up from tier 5, doing the exact same thing as in Legion. And the same with the last talent, Word of Glory, also moved up from tier 5 to tier 6. This does the exact same thing as in Legion. On to the last talent tier, and there's only one ability to talk about, and that is Inquisition. This ability was removed back in Warlords, but now has made its return almost the same as when it got removed, with just some slight changes. This consumes up to 3 holy power to increase the damage done and haste by 8% and increases the duration by 15 seconds per holy power consumed up to a total of 45 seconds. We will see how long this ability lasts this time. Many people love this ability and I'm guessing many people didn't since it got removed, but only time will tell. So what are my end thoughts? I'm really happy that they are bringing back Hammer of Wrath, as that was a great execute ability for Paladins. That was within the class fantasy as well, because just remember, these guys are basically warriors that swing around giant light sticks. Really, they are capable of executing enemies, but all in all, it seems like Paladins are going to be really fun in the next expansion, and I can't really wait to get my hands on one. Well guys, that is it for today's video. If you did like the video, then leave a like and comment what class I should do next. And if you really liked me, then subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with my content. Well, that's it for now. See ya!